So here we have a 2007 GMC Acadia. I noticed earlier when I was in the car the vehicle's blower motor wasn't working, and I went to check that out, and after I got all that taken apart, I discovered this little knee pad was full of water. And you know, I work a car a lot, so I wasn't really sure what it was. You know, I didn't know if I got ripped off at the sale or what. But I come here and I discovered, you know, I do some deductive reasoning, and I've come to the conclusion it had to do something with the sunroof. Well, the sunroofs have little drainage tubes on both sides of the A-pillars. There's one on the passenger side and there's one on the driver's side, and I showed you that backwards, but it doesn't matter. Here you can see is the passenger side, and they run to these little grommets that plug into the firewall and safely divert all the water through the cabin outside the vehicle. In this case, I discovered that this was clogged up, had all kinds of debris in there, and basically just got a screwdriver and some air, cleaned that out. Now I'm going to reattach that to that and stick it back in the firewall, and we should be golden. As for removing everything to get to the grommet, which is located right there, you won't be able to see it. One, because I've got it here and this is a bad angle. The other side's actually a better view. But just remove the A-pillar trim. I believe on the driver's side it was a 7mm bolt holding it in, just one singular bolt. Pull that trim panel off. On the passenger side, you had two 10mm bolts in the oh crap handle right there. Pull that out, and then you'll notice the tray right here. I've actually moved the tray out of my way. But you'll have to remove some portion of the dash in order to actually gain full access to it. In my case, it was this long trim piece that runs the full length of the windshield. And get on both sides, or you'll need to undo both sides just to safely remove that. And they're just clips, so if you think you're about to break it, just go a little bit further and it'll come off. But yeah, just do that all the way across. I worked from side to side and met the middle and popped it off and removed it. And then once you've done that, you should be able to look down the A-pillar and see the grommet I was talking about. See, there it is. There it is for the driver's side. Just follow that tube all the way from the A-pillar down the firewall, and there it is. It's the same thing on the passenger side. After that, after you clean everything out, if you did have a backup and it caused it to leak to the interior, just clean everything out, put it back together, and dry everything off, and hope you didn't have any electrical issues with the fuse box being right there. Alright guys, well, good luck. So if you experience a backed up sunroof like I did, and you had water on the interior of the car, I do recommend lifting up the door sills. That way, I do recommend lifting up the door seals, that way you can see if there's any water standing up under here. And in my case, the top of the carpet was not wet. However, the thick foam padding had absorbed, I would venture to say probably a gallon, 2 gallon, a lot of water, okay? And anyway, so dry that out the best you can with the shop vac. Try to press it out. You see here that I've got 2 fans sitting in the 2 fans in the car aimed at the floor with the carpet pulled up to get air pushed through there to help push the moisture out so that we won't have a mildew smell. Of course, you might want to leave traces of baking soda behind, stuff like that, just to catch a little bit you don't have. I've had this running for a day now, and it's starting to get pretty dry. I'll probably leave it over night again. But if you do experience this leak, that is one thing you definitely want to check on, because you don't want to have a musky, stinky car if you can help it. And it's a lot of work, but it's better than the alternative. I imagine this is probably why those people traded that car in. Once that I've decided that I've got it roughly dry as I'm probably going to get it, I want to put everything back together, seal it all up, and then treat it with some Ozium or other kind of odor eliminators. More of the heavy duty stuff, not just air fresheners. I know some of you may have access to an ozone pump or something along those lines, and I'm sure that would work fantastic for this job. Just I don't have one. And like I said, hopefully yours wasn't as bad as this one and you caught yours as soon as it started backing up. But however, the previous owner of this car, like I said, the floor was probably getting wet. They noticed in the winter time the floor crunched when they walked on it, and they were like, let's take this thing back, or let's get a new one. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, you didn't have as much trouble as I'm having with this one. But hopefully you can take this information and clean out your own or your grandmother's, whoever's car you're working with. But thank you guys. I hope you found this somewhat helpful. Like I said, guys, it's a good little bit of work if you want to get it completely dried out, but in the end it'll pay off because it won't sting. But anyway, thanks guys.